So I thought I'd make a little tutorial about ShredLog just to give an idea of how you might use it, some background information, and some other things. So this is going to be a short sort of presentation because that's what I'm used to. So the name of the app has been changed to ShredLog, and it's a goal tracker and journal for Footbag, developed by myself. So I'll just briefly mention what it is. I'll talk about how to install it. I'll give a demonstration, which will be the main part of this. And then I'll talk about what's next, which includes just some ideas that I have. So essentially, ShredLog is a goal tracker and a journal to create goals and record tricks that you hit. So you can set goals for yourself, and then you enter tricks as you hit them when you're playing. And if a trick corresponds to a goal, then the progress for that goal updates automatically. And when it completes, you get a congratulations screen. Here's how you can install it. You can pause the video if you'd like. On the left is the QR code for Android, and on the right is a QR code for iOS for Apple. So if you scan that QR code, it should take you to the respective store where you can download the app. The app is free to download. You don't need an account or anything at this stage. You just need to download it and enjoy it. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the app. Hopefully you can see this. So when you download the app, this is what you should see. And you can see there are a couple of menus. So there's this purple menu at the top with 4 icons, and then at the very bottom of the screen, there is a menu with 4 icons. The bottom menu is the sort of navigation screen. So you can see there's goals on the very far left. That's where we currently are. To the right of that is the journal screen. To the right of that is the statistics screen. And to the right of that is the dictionary. And we'll talk about those in turn. You can see in the middle of the screen, it says use the add goal icon above to add a goal. So this is the goal screen. So what you might do when you first download the app is think of a goal that you want to hit. And if you have an idea, you can press this add goal button at the top. So let's press that. And when you press that, you see a few things. You see a window pop up that gives you the trick, the set foot, which is which side the trick starts on, how many times you want to hit the trick, a starting date for the trick, and an ending date for the trick. And so this gives you a time period in which to hit the trick. So I'll click on the enter trick name, and we'll just type in Mirage. And you can see that there was a trick menu, that drop-down menu that popped up that gave you options, so you can search for different tricks. We'll keep the default for left foot Mirage, 1 time, and I just want to practice it today because I'm going to be kicking today, so this is one thing I want to do today. And we'll save it. And here you can see it's been created. You have the trick name, the set foot, the start and end dates. And you can see I haven't hit any yet, and the goal is to hit it once. And you can edit and delete this if you'd like. Okay, so let's move on to the next screen, which is the journal screen. It looks similar to the goal screen. It says in the middle, use the add entry icon above to add a journal entry. So we'll see that up here on the top right. So we'll press that and we'll see a similar window pop up. So let's just enter, I don't know, we'll have two bag juggling, because let's say I kicked today and I did 2 bag juggling, I don't know, 3 times. We'll save that. And you can see that there's 2 bag juggling. And you can see now, we'll go to the statistics screen. I'll come back and talk about those a bit more, but I'd like to go through the main screens first. So the statistics screen breaks down all of the goals and all of the journal entries that you've entered and sort of amalgamates them and does some summary statistics on them. So you can see the first subsection, there are four subsections here. The first one being streaks. So you can see your current streaks, so how many days in a row you've been kicking, and your best streak. And this is an amalgamation of the journal entries. The next section is goals, and this just gives you a summary of how many goals you have at each state. Um, and so a goal is in the to-do state if there is a goal created but no progress towards it. Uh, a goal has been started if there's some progress but not 100%. A goal has been completed if you have 100% progress. And a goal is expired if the end date for the goal is in the past. Here's the journal screen. So the journal screen, or the journal section, excuse me, summarizes all of your journal entries that you've entered. So you can see here I've hit 3 tricks. I have 6 total ads, so it takes each of those tricks and sums up the ads. I've hit 1 unique trick because I've only hit 1 trick. This is my ad ratio is 2 ads per trick. The most tricks I've hit in one day is 3, and the most ads I've hit in one day is 6. And you can see the final section is the most practiced trick. So my most practiced trick is 2-bag juggling. It's the only trick I've entered. You can see how many times I've hit it, what percentage of all the tricks that I've entered this trick accounts for, how many ads for the trick, and what percentage of ads out of all the tricks this trick accounts for. Moving on, this dictionary screen will be familiar to those of you who have downloaded the previous versions of this app because this was the only feature in the app. You can scroll through. There's over 700 tricks currently, and for each trick you get a name. If there are alternative names, you'll get the alternative names in the next row. You'll get the total ads and jobs notation, which essentially tells you how to do the trick. One thing you might have noticed is that the add goal and add entry are in all of the screens. And that's because I wanted to make it easy for you to open the app or navigate to the app and easily enter a goal or an entry before you forget, because you probably know that it's easy to forget what you hit as soon as you hit it. So it's good to have that option available to you. Another quick tip, if you enter a trick and you want to see what that notation is or see how many ads it is, either from the goals screen or the journal screen, if you click on the trick icon, it'll take you to the journal, it'll take you to the dictionary, and it'll show you the entry for that trick. If we go back to the goals screen, you can see there's a filter icon and a sort icon. These can toggle just by clicking on them. You can open both or none. And with the filter, by default, the filter will show goals in the to-do state and the started state. You can also toggle to see any goals that you've completed and any goals that are expired. And so you could toggle these as you see fit. So this says no goals to display. Try filtering, because we're filtering only expired goals of which we have none. Similarly, we can hide the filter menu, and you can sort all of your goals by start date, end date, by times hit, by the trick name, and by the progress, just to make it easier to find goals, or maybe you want to sort by descending or ascending progress so that you can hit some of the goals or make progress on goals that you don't have any progress for. Repeatedly clicking on one of the sort icons, you can see the arrow up in the menu. You can sort between ascending and descending for all of these. And the same goes for the journal screen. So in the journal screen, you can you can sort by trick, times, and date. Um, and again, this will toggle ascending and descending. I believe that is the basic um, functionality for the app. Uh, I would like to show you what happens when you complete a goal. So we have Mirage here, left foot. So let's add an entry. I'm going to add Mirage, left foot, one time today. And as soon as we save this, since it's going to complete a goal, we're going to get a congratulations menu. Not menu, pop-up. And it says, congratulations, you've completed a goal. And it just gives you the summary of the goal. So Mirage one time uh, today. So that's essentially the app. I do have ads in here, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute for a future idea. But until then, we'll just close it. And so that's pretty much the app. The final thing I should mention is you can filter the dictionary tricks. And so by default, you're viewing all of them. Um, I've labeled these arbitrarily as beginner, intermediate, advanced, and professional um, based on the ads of the trick. So if we only filter by beginner, you can see that the tricks that you can see have one ad. If we filter by intermediate, you can see that uh, if we filter by beginner and intermediate, you can see that we have tricks with one ad and two ads and three ads. If we also do advanced, you can see that there's also tricks that have been filtered that have four ads. So you'll also see tricks with four ads. And professional is five ads and more. So that's a way to sort of filter the trick. Ads doesn't correlate directly with difficulty, but it is a contributing factor to how difficult a trick could be. So that's pretty much the basic functionality. Um, and I believe that's all for now. So let's go back to the presentation. Um, so what's next? So I've just released this. Today is Friday, August 15th, Japan time. Both Android and iOS are available. Um, One thing for a future update that I'm sure people are going to want, myself included, um, is to allow for combos to be entered um, in the journal entry for as a journal entry and as a goal. So currently you can only enter one trick. And so for perhaps more variety and especially for more seasoned players, you might want to be able to set a combo as a goal. And so that's on the to-do list. The reason I didn't do that initially is because there was, um, I think it's better to have, well, I didn't program it initially because I started simply with one trick because that's easier to code. And I also think it's helpful for beginners to practice one trick rather than a combination of tricks. So I think when you're starting out, it's important to sort of drill, around the world 50 times or 100 times or however many times, rather than it is to try to hit combos. Although both are important, but I think initially, once I had the one trick set, it was more important for me to release the app than it was to um, to recode for combos. But it's on the to-do list. Another idea is to update the trick database to be more open-ended. And what I mean by that is currently you can only enter a trick as a goal or in a journal entry if it is in the database. So if it's in the drop-down menu. I've talked with Eric about this and he's given me some good ideas. Um, and I could talk about the reasons why, but I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. So for now, you can only select a trick as a goal or in a journal entry that's in the trick database. In the future, I'd like to open that up so that you could potentially enter your own tricks. Um, Depending on how many people are using the app and um, how much interest there is in it, I might make a dedicated website that could add things like tips and tricks and give sort of summary statistics for all of the users. A, another feature I'm thinking about is allowing for downloading data and or saving data in a secure remote location. So, having server space or database space available so that we can save our data in the cloud and or you could download it as a sort of CSV file or something so that you can do what you want with it or just save it in case your phone dies or whatever. So currently the app saves the data locally to your phone, but there's no way to get that data off of the phone if you wanted it. I'm also thinking about an option to remove ads. This has taken a lot of my time. It's been enjoyable, but it does take time. And so, you know, um, having these updates like allowing for downloading data or saving data in a secure remote location and removing ads is something I could do. But I'm thinking about a sort of subscription type um, pay as you go model so that um, it'd be a small fee for you to be able to save your data, and that would be sort of monthly, and that allows all of us to share the cost of server space and database space, which does cost money. And um, if there is interest, that'd be something that we could share the cost of. So that's pretty much it. I believe this is going to be a bit long, so we'll see if I can put some timestamps or something. But if not, I hope this is useful. I'm open to questions, comments, and feedback on this video, for example. If you wanted to ask something or comment in the comments below, I'd be more than happy to have a look at that. Another thing that you could do that would be really helpful is to write a review on the App Store or at least rate the app, hopefully favorably. It helps others find the app easier, and it also gives me feedback. For those of you that know my email address, feel free to email me comments, questions, feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Um, I've had this tested by a couple of people, and they've given me feedback, and I've incorporated that feedback. But of course, the more people that view it, the more ideas there are, and the more ideas that might find their way into the app. So that's pretty much it. Thank you. When you go to the App Store, there'll be an explanation, a succinct explanation of the app, the features, and how you might use it. So hopefully this also helps you get your head around this app. Until next time, um, thanks for listening.